A few days ago, I was searching around YouTube for videos on how to tap the intro to Through the Fire and Flames, because I couldn't. And it was pissing me off because I beat Expert and I had nothing else to do. So I was looking around, found some videos on it, tried to listen to them, and failed badly. Well, I started to practice, and I found a much better way that I found it was a lot better. I don't know what the hell you guys would think, but I found it was a lot better and a lot easier to do. So I was looking around YouTube trying to see if there was any videos on that, and I didn't find any, so might as well show you how to do it. And like I said, this is just the way that I find it easy. You probably may find it easier way. I don't know. How the hell am I supposed to know? And if you found a video like this, I don't give a shit, but I'm just a bad searcher, so you can say that there's another one, but I really don't give a shit. Yeah. So let's get started. Now, quite obviously, the first thing you're going to need for this is fingers. If you don't have any fingers, then I'm not sure how you're actually able to play Guitar Hero. If you can, then kudos. You should be famous. Or at least famous on the internet. To an extent. The second thing you're going to need is Guitar Hero. If you can play Guitar Hero without Guitar Hero, I don't know, actually. I really don't. You should also probably be famous. The third thing you're going to need is skill. Then you're going to need a guitar. Hero controller. If you have a guitar, you should probably practice that a little more than you should this. Unless the guitar is not yours, which is my case. Anyway. Now this is what fingers you should have on, what not, blah blah blah. Okay, so with your fret hand, you're gonna use obviously your index finger, your middle finger. I hope some of you are catching on to that, and your ring finger. Can't raise that very well. Now, the thing that's different about this is for these two buttons, you're only gonna use your index finger on your strumming hand. So what it's going to look like is this. Basically something like that. So, I actually don't know what next, so I'm going to stop the video. And first off, to start off playing this, if you've never tapped before, which was my case, you're going to want to start on slowest. And just practice it for a while until you can get around 94%. That's not including the little scales at the end. If you can get 100%, that's a lot better. But once you've done that enough, you're going to want to move up to slower. That's a little harder, but it's still possible. And what I like to do is, when on slower, what I like to do is, when you're doing these, I like to look at my controller so I know, so that this finger doesn't get screwed up, because if you have not played it enough, you're not used to it, your finger's probably going to get messed up and you're going to end up screwing up and failing. Well, you can't fail on practice mode, but you know what I mean. So then once you get to this little thing, that's when you're going to start looking up a little, because usually you probably haven't played it enough on slowest to memorize this. Another thing, memorizing is definitely going to be something that you're going to need to do, and you're definitely going to need to do it. Yeah. Well, first of all, before you can really do anything in the first place, you're going to need to strum to start this off. Now, unless you're... Why are my hands so veiny? Unless you're really fast, you're probably not going to be able to do this and then get over to your buttons in time. So you're going to need to elbow strum, or in my case, forearm strum, because I'm rather large. So, well, you got your Move over here. You got your hands where they need to be. Over here. What you're going to want to do is just have it resting on there or just a little above. And then as soon as you see the red note in that little red circle thing, bleh, you're just going to push down on your arm. Not too much that it moves your index finger off the button, because that will screw you up, and it has screwed me up numerous times. And another thing is you don't want to move it away, because if you screw up, you're going to want to strum again so that you can keep going and not fail. Which I actually have yet to be able to do. Which is going to be explained later on, I guess. Now, later on, once you've moved up to slow, this is where it starts to get a little hard, because this is where you're actually going to start noticing that you cannot hold down these buttons very long. Because you need to hit the green button or it just won't work. So you got to get used to doing this. You got to hit it really lightly or really fast. Preferably both. Fast, I don't know. But you really got to start doing that if you haven't already, because I hadn't explained it. I'm just assuming that most of you have tried this and understand most of it. So I also find that slow seems to be a lot harder to do it on. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if other people are like this, but I just find it like that. Anyway, so then you will have moved up to full speed eventually. This is where it really starts to come together. This is where all your practice will be put to use. What I like to do actually is instead of practicing on full speed, I just go on the song and try, because that kinda, if I do good, it's not just gonna be, ooh, I did it on practice, now I gotta go do it again. But anyway, when I'm doing this on full speed, I do not look up from my buttons. I'm pretty sure that's because I have a lack of skill, and it's not because of my preference, but I don't know, because you need to memorize the buttons, like I said. And if you have them memorized, it'll be a lot easier to look down at the buttons while you do it, because you will not get screwed up at all. However, if you screw up somehow, then you can be screwed unless you've got the rhythm and everything memorized. So I'm pretty sure most people like to look up at the screen, but I'm just weird like that, okay? Screw you. Another thing you're going to want to practice is what to do if you screw up, which it's hard to do if you're looking down at your buttons, so only do that if you're in practice mode or if you're just starting out on full speed. So, like I said, all you need to do is just strum again, but you got to make sure that you don't stop hitting the buttons, or you will probably most likely get screwed up. So once you're able to do that, you've basically just done the intro. Congratulations. I'm not sure if you'll be able to beat the song, because I can't yet, because I basically made my way through expert riding on the coattails of star power. Well-placed star power. Not exactly well-placed, but lucky sometimes. And I have yet to beat Through the Fire and Flames. However, I'm really done with the intro because it's very easy for me now. My farthest is 78%. That's basically it's basically when you get to the what the f section, which you may have seen. If I'm pretty sure most people screw around with practice anyway. I don't know. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to show you a demonstration because I've already wasted 9 minutes of your life, so yeah, good luck. You gonna go try? Or are you just gonna sit here and watch me, seriously? Leave me alone.